What's up, folks? What's up, folks? It's your boy JESCOMAYNE, and it is Wrestling News and Brews with your boy Ooze Juice, the motherfucking host.
Yes,
And it is
sir.
a crazy Survivor Series, man. It was nuts. Like, how
Oh
do we
man,
begin it? How do we begin this, man? It was just epic. I gotta
it
say,
was a
this War Games was really the first ever Survivor Series War Games. Ooze, what do you think, man?
overall. I think Triple H delivered this, and I'm gonna say that every time because I'm biased towards Triple H,
Let's
and I'm not
go.
afraid to admit that. But this card delivered. The only down part about this card that I truly believe was that Ronda and Shotzi match, and I have my reasons why. I've
Oh,
mentioned
I see. I
it before.
see.
But besides that match, everything else was
And sorry, man, I'm gonna
as
say this that
expected.
during that match was our not restroom break, but we actually went outside and we smoked and drank a beer that whole time that happened. But no hating with that. It was just the time because man, we didn't want to miss a triple threat match. We didn't want to miss anything coming up. But
Oh, that's understandable, man. I mean, we knew that before this match even started or before the pay per view even started. There was no way that Shotzi was taking the title off of Ronda. I mean, it's definitely not her time yet. She's not. I don't think she's fully. I don't think she's fully sold to the fans yet that she's a legitimate competitor for any singles title yet. So I clearly doubted any reasonable doubt that she was walking with the title. So yeah, beer break. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure everybody else took one as well.
it's
So
just like everybody kind of knew what was up with that match.
yep, I agree,
It
man.
was
But
kind of like a little push. But man, there's so many like the start of the match was the first War Games with the women's match. That was freaking awesome, man. That was
oh,
a
it was an
great
awesome
freaking
match.
match.
The way they started that match too, they had started out with I think it was with Dakota Kai and Bianca Belair. What a way to start it, right? With the
Right, because that
champions
was her
first.
fourth one as EO2. And
Yep, all of
damn,
them,
man.
all of them in
Yeah,
that match technically
basically.
had experience in the war
Yeah,
games
Nick
match,
Cross. Yeah.
except for Becky, right? I believe Becky didn't have experience in the match, and Nikki Cross. I don't think she had experience in this match, but everybody else.
Neither did Alexa Bliss.
That's right. And Alexa Bliss showed out tonight, dude. She came
Dude,
in.
didn't she?
She entered the cage with a freaking missile drop kick, and I swear that set the tone for her, man. It's kind of you know what I mean. I still don't understand where her character is in terms of how her character development is going, but either way, I'm so interested in her. She showed that she still has her in-ring abilities in this match.
I was watching that with my friends, and we all popped at that part where I'm not sure who it was, but it was kind of like they had caught Bailey into a power bomb, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, is she okay?" And there is a
Oh,
lot of
right.
crazy spots in that match, so it was all over the place.
A lot of crazy spots, man, and to me, I think my favorite part of the match literally was the ending because I mean Becky Lynch coming off of her little hiatus that
Right?
she had, stacking damage control on top of a single table and doing a leg drop off the top of the cage. Who would have thought that'd be the closer, the go home for that match? It was awesome, man. I have nothing bad to say about that match.
The storytelling and everything made sense to me.
Yep.
That Finn versus AJ, man, that's the one that stoked the show for real.
Hey, me and you
Um,
being big time Bullet Club fans.
right? It's
Bullet
just
Club,
like
Mark. This is
hard hitting. Everybody's scratched up. AJ's man messed up. Balor's back is all red, and it's just they're all marked. It's just classic New
right.
Japan style, right? Like,
Right. But you know what?
dude,
What tripped me out was I kind of felt the sense that the crowd, they were kind of silent during the match, and I get it because the match that they put on is a match that if you put this match they had, if you put this match somewhere in the Tokyo Dome
mhm,
or in the sumo hall in Japan, you're gonna
they
get
would be
pops. You're gonna
dead
get
silent.
that.
Uh,
It would be a sorry.
Honestly, because that's how isn't that like how some of the matches go, especially the greatest ones, they're just dead silent over there in Japan, like
They're
where
dead silent.
they don't
Yep.
they're just watching it in awe. And that's how
Yep.
I feel you when you said that.
I
That
feel yeah.
the crowd was definitely react like watching this classic
Yep.
fucking match. Yeah.
The kind of feeling I had. Maybe that's why the crowd was kind of silent because when towards the end of the match and the high spots that were happening towards the end of the match, you could feel the crowd getting more electric and more vibrant. Some people said it started too slow, but I think it was freaking art,
No, it
man.
was
You
great.
can't talk about, you know what I mean? There's you can't mess up Finn Balor versus AJ Styles in any way. They can't even mess it up, even if they try.
No, I
That
don't. I
match
don't.
was awesome,
I'm
dude.
not gonna say it's better than the 2017 one. And AJ winning two was just like another reason for me to be, oh, this match is better than that one. But
Oh
it's just
no
those two
ways.
matches are great. They're in their own place, and I
That
I really enjoyed this one.
that 2017 match was also really more was a lot more special too because that was a AJ was a last minute substitution for that match. Bray Wyatt had
Right.
gotten sick,
So it
and
wasn't even
Bray,
supposed to happen.
yep, they flew him in overnight, and that was the
Hey,
same night. I think we had talked about it that was the same night that Kurt Angle had returned to in ring competition, joining the Shield. I think,
that's
I
right.
believe,
Yeah,
but. Yeah, this match doesn't really. I don't think this match beat that 2017 match, but it definitely that match definitely uh, met the expectations of everybody who's been a fan of this, a fan of them. You know what I mean? It's you can't mess up Finn Balor and AJ Styles. If you let them do their thing, totally 100% it's going to be a banger, and it
that
was.
yeah,
It
definitely,
was.
man. I was just that triple threat, bro. Whoa, what a
Oh
triple
man.
threat, bro.
Oh,
Man.
so deserving of all. Austin Theory is definitely deserving of this U.S. title. Then, man.
Dude, I was, dude, I popped. I was like, hell yeah. Cause look, before this match even happened, I was telling my boys, because we're all watching it, and Austin Theory comes out and he has that. What the hell is that game called? Those little cubes that start going at each
Um.
other.
Uh.
It's an ad, right? They had an
Right.
ad on his entrance video. We're like, what the hell? Like, this has to be like the biggest insult ever to have an ad on a wrestler's entrance.
Right.
No, what the? I was just like, are they done? Did he do something bad? Are they done with this guy? This dude ends up winning that match.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, he. If you look at the three guys in that match, Seth Rollins, he doesn't need a title right now, especially not a mid card title.
No, he
He's
does
fine.
not.
He's fine being in meaningful storylines, such as storylines that he had
Exactly.
with Cody Rhodes or whoever he has a
And that one's
storyline with.
coming back at the
Yep,
Rumble, remember?
yep.
So
I
it's a
won't. I won't forget
smart. That
that.
was smart that happened.
But him and Bobby Lashley, they definitely don't
They
need
don't.
titles
They
to
don't.
be relevant. They don't need titles at
And
all.
Lashley is going to be feuding with Brock soon at the Rumble too. So like,
Yep,
it's perfect
it's
that
perfect.
Theory gets the damn title. I mean, he deserves it for real.
Yep.
He lost the Money in the Bank and he got his U.S. title. Makes sense.
Mhm. And the beautiful part about it is we're seeing the transition from Vince's theory into Triple H's Austin theory. Mind you, people what
Exactly.
people don't understand and what they're not comprehending is Austin Theory is a Triple H guy. If you look at the actual history of it, Triple H is the one that signed Austin Theory from Evolve into
hmm
NXT
Exactly.
back in Black and Gold NXT. So for people to say, "Oh, Triple H is killing Austin Theory's push," like no,
No,
you
no,
guys aren't paying attention. Austin Theory is a Triple H guy from the beginning,
for
bro. You know
sure.
what I mean? Just people misconstruing the entire thing, man. And now look, I'm pretty sure he's going to have one of the most meaningful U.S. title runs starting from tomorrow night or Monday night on
Oh,
Monday
for
Night Raw.
sure. Ooh, so I got something else to say about that, but I'm gonna hold it off to rumor of the week. So I'll wait to talk more
Yep.
about that.
And then let's go ahead and move on to that beautiful main event that we just saw, brother.
Ooh,
Oh
ooh.
my gosh! You and I, we talked about we were texting back and forth during the matches, but we didn't text during this match, and it's a good thing. Why? Because the match that we just saw, if that wasn't a 5-star match, Dave Meltzer's got to get his mouth off Tony Khan's balls at this point, man.
It's just
That
like,
is a
dude,
5-star,
you
man.
got the NXT War Games. We saw it. I'm not gonna call these guys amateurs. I'm just gonna say that they were in that league. You know what I mean? They're at the NXT. They're not really WWE. So you throw
Right.
War Games with WWE superstars. Oh man, and the storytelling, like, man, where do we start? This is a great. This was. That's
Where
it, man.
do we where
This was
do
the
we
main
start with
event.
this match? This match, I mean, we look at there's so many angles in this match that has history to it. Aside from aside from obviously Drew McIntyre and Sheamus teaming up for the first time
Yeah,
I think in their main roster career here in WWE. They date back all the way back to the ICW days, all the way back
exactly.
to
Yep.
the Ireland independent wrestling scene.
Yeah,
Those
I
guys grew
remember
up
seeing
doing this
that.
together. And then you got the Bloodline, of course, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, and their angle with Sami Zayn. And also, we look at the other angle in this match where Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens,
And
El
Kevin Owens.
Generico and Kevin Steen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, sir.
history in this match is already embedded within itself of its history outside of WWE before coming in here. And then you look at so many other the so many storylines going on before this match took place. It's beautiful. Would you agree, brother?
Oh, for sure, man. I'm telling you, like everything made sense. The hype, the promos, what Sammy was gonna do. I mean, at one point it was all focused on Sammy. Man, it's just like I think the girls had more of the weapons with the ladders and the tables and everything, but no, you like this match didn't need the tables, they didn't need anything, man. It was just solid, man. The at one point they were really hitting each other. uh man, like Drew, I don't know if you saw that part where he Sheamus was getting Roman by the chest like
Oh yeah,
10, 11, 12, and then he gets out. You see Drew run up on him real quick and hits him again. I mean, this match was hilarious too, especially all the shit that Sammy did when he pulled Jay to the side when he was about to get hit by Rich Holland, and man, just classic stuff, man. I
it's a
mean,
classic match. I definitely am in my top three of all time war game matches. But the most beautiful part of the entire match, the ending, right?
the
You
ending,
can't tell a bit. Oh my goodness! I was sitting here with my wife watching it,
yeah,
and we're watching it, and I swear, at first, you feel like, what is Sammy gonna do? Is he gonna, what I mean? Is he gonna go ahead and go with his gut and side with his longtime friend Kevin
right,
Steen, or is he going to show his loyalty to Roman? And in the end, that haluva kick, after he hit Kevin Owens with the haluva kick, just that moment where he's holding Kevin Owens up and he's trying to debate, like, oh my gosh, I just did this. And Michael Cole said it perfectly. This is the guy that he just had as his best man at his wedding.
yeah, there you
Like,
go.
in
Uh,
perfect timing, drops Kevin Owens and invites Jey Uso.
Jay
Jey
finishes.
Uso, Jey Uso embracing Sami Zayn in the middle of that ring at the end of
Dude,
the match.
that's what I was gonna say. He gave him the hugs, like you're accepted.
Ooh,
Yeah, let's go. He picks him up, and like the people pop, bro. They're waiting to see that, and for it to
bro.
happen after that damn match, oh man, that was
Man, I
crazy.
I popped. I'm over here jumping in my apartment. You know what I mean? I'm waving my hands in there, accidentally hitting my ceiling fan in here, man.
That
It was a beautiful moment, man. Like, we're talking about
was
months
badass.
of Jay, totally just like, disowning Sammy, like, man,
Yeah,
fuck
he don't want
Sami Zayn,
nothing to do with them,
and
and
then
even
embrace.
hitting them in that match, and was like he didn't even
Oh, the
regret it,
super
and
kick.
all that.
No, he didn't. And Sammy's looking up at him like, dude, what the fuck? And then, just that embrace at the end. That's
That
over for
was
me.
awesome, bro.
And Sammy's emotions, he starts tearing. You can see his mouth quivering and his eyes turn to water for what he did. I was like,
That dude, that shit is classic, bro.
this storytelling to a T. We didn't need no returns this pay per view. We didn't
No,
need no surprises.
you didn't even need Bray Wyatt, bro.
We
You didn't
didn't
need
need the
any of
yep.
that.
We didn't need the continuation of Bray Wyatt's story. This pay per view delivered hands down, brother.
I gotta
Before
say, man.
before
Yeah.
we move on to the next topic we're going to talk about, which is reviewing the shows for the week. I want to give a toast really quick. We forgot to do this in the beginning episode, but right now I'm taking a shot of this beautiful Terramana Blanco presented by The Rock.
Let's go,
What are we
brother.
sipping on tonight, brother? What
And
is
I'll follow you by this
the
beautiful
beautiful
40
this?
ounce of Maulik.
And we only do it right with this Austin 316 shot glass.
Ooh, let's go.
Cheers, brother. Too sweet.
Cheers. Too sweet, brother.
Let's go. Ah, ah. Great way to end off a great week of wrestling.
Great war games. Wow.
Speaking of which, Monday Night Raw happened, and I'm gonna pass the mic on over to you. Go ahead and give us your thoughts on Monday Night Raw and just run down really quick for us what happened. JS, go.
Yeah, we got the Monday Night Raw with the Brutes versus Judgment Day. Uh, I just say Dominic was doing his thing. I gotta say, man, he's holding up in there. A lot of things great with Dominic, but I'm just gonna stick with a couple main points. And other than the Brutes and Judgment Day, I don't know if you want to say anything about that match, but they had Omos versus Johnny Gargano as well. So
Yeah, that man. So my hope for during that segment when Miz was talking about I have someone coming out for you. My initial thought was like, oh my god, he's gonna bring out Ciampa and Ciampa's gonna return from injury and he's gonna wrestle Johnny Gargano right now. No, Omos came out. I'm like, all right, I get it. You got to put him over. But like I said in the last episode, Jesco, what WWE does great is they're making these matches believable. The little guy should never whoop the big guy's ass.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And we've seen that in this match. Gargano was getting
it
tossed
was well
around.
done. I saw,
It
yeah,
was
I
well
saw
done.
that. Yeah,
He
well
got in
done
a
on that.
few. He got in a few moments during that match, but at the end, Omos wins, and it's believable. You know what I
It
mean?
it kind of reminds me of I don't want to move on of freaking SmackDown because that's a bunch of couple of shows away, but a couple of days away. But Ricochet and Braun reminds me a lot of that match too. But I feel that one was done better for sure.
Yep.
Other than Ali with versus Theory was okay, but what was kind of memorable about this Raw was the once again, man, Corbin and JBL segment was really good. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that one, man.
And
I
then
like
we
yeah.
seen Tozawa come back with a
That
different look.
that's exactly what I was gonna bring up because that's what happened with that. It was like because you're saying something that you didn't know if they were gonna write him off, and yeah, we get the old Tozawa
We
back,
got
and that was
we got
freaking
Akira
awesome.
Tozawa back, man, and he looked exactly the way that he did in the CWC in the Cruiserweight Classic back a few years ago, man. And Triple H he's done all these antics that Vince had, switched up gimmicks and whatnot, and you see it in so much guys nowadays, like the difference between Karrion Cross while Vince had him versus how Triple H had him.
Exactly. Yeah,
Just,
exactly.
Akira Tozawa is just another step into the rebranding of WWE into Triple H's WWE, and it's beautiful, brother.
Right. The main event, Rhea versus Asuka,
Hmm.
that was definitely the top. That deserves to be a damn main event, man.
It does. That deserves to be a Raw Women's Title match at a Big Four pay per view. That's exactly what it
Exactly,
is.
because the last time my homeboy refreshed my mind when he said that the last time they wrestled was I think WrestleMania 35, and I felt
Yep.
that match was kind of I didn't really like it, but this match on Raw, it was really really good. It was way better than the WrestleMania match. I could tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, yeah, and you see the development of Rhea coming back from that injury that she had.
Hmm.
And when she had her first singles match back on that NXT before Halloween Havoc against I'm trying to remember against Roxanne Perez.
Dude, yeah,
You see the progression that she's having
and
week
how
in.
much of a big bigger her level is already up there like a veteran style when she goes back to NXT. You just see her as a
You see it.
complete star. Yeah.
And there's no way that anybody cannot tell me that before the middle of 2023 that Rhea Ripley is not going to be either holding the Raw or SmackDown's Women's Championship. You
No,
cannot
man,
tell me.
no,
She is a fucking star, bro.
for sure. Like
Yes.
she looks so good right now on top of SmackDown and Raw. Like she just looks like this is the one. But until Charlotte comes back, we'll see what happens.
Yep. Mind
Because
you, we
that's the
got
only
Charlotte.
one that
Yep, we got
is is is
Charlotte, and
is right there with her.
we got looming in the wind right now. We don't know what's up with Sasha Banks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you never know
Which
what happens with that.
which I swear I really did anticipate that she was returning tonight, being that Survivor Series was in Boston, Massachusetts, where
Hmm.
she's from. But
Right.
who knows? You know what I mean? Maybe down the road, we don't know. None of us know. But you know, like back to on topic. There's a lot of women in this women's division that are real superstars. But Rhea Ripley right now, this is her time.
And what do you think about these two? Have been on to NXT. We got Cora Jade versus Wendy Chu. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are gonna go ahead and bash Wendy Chu's gimmick and whatnot, but I mean, you gotta let stuff marinate at this point. You know what I mean? We never know. It might catch fire. It might not. But
You never know because
you never
it might
know.
attract the kids. Some
It might.
merchandise there.
You
I'm
know what I
not I'm
mean?
not like hating on the gimmick. My brother does though, but I
Oh,
I don't care. I just think it's like I like the whole lazy thing that she's doing with the pillow and all that stuff.
yeah,
That's pretty funny. Cora Jade, she's actually getting up there, man. It
yeah,
looks
she
like
is.
she's really this heel run is really showing what she could really do,
You can
other than
tell,
being that
yeah,
baby face.
that women's division over in NXT right now is actually catching fire too,
Yeah,
man.
for
Rock,
sure.
Roxanne Perez coming into the
Toxic
promotion.
Attraction. Oh yeah,
Toxic
Roxanne
Attraction.
Perez. That was a sweet pickup, bro, from Ring of
Yep.
Honor.
From the former, I think she was the last Ring of Honor Women's
Yeah,
Champion of the original
exactly.
Ring
You
of
are
Honor.
right, sir. Yep.
Had a tryout with WWE and got signed with NXT. But this women's division, Toxic Attraction, is probably my favorite part of NXT right now. The presentation, Mandy Rose is a fucking god in that. Is a goddess
Right.
in NXT right now.
Right. I got.
But
Yeah, I feel that.
just their presentation, their theme music is my favorite theme song in NXT right now. Everything, the entrance, the lights, just the way that they're shown on NXT it just oozes charisma, and that's the best part about that
If
trio.
Shawn Michaels did that, oh well, man, he did a real good job on that
He did a
because
real good job.
that is awesome. Other than we had the Shizen promo, we had some Zoe Starks versus Ruka. That was a good match too. But I could get into all that. But the thing that really got me from NXT was Charlie Dempsey. Man, I love that promo he did. That's William Regal's son, and I
It is.
cannot wait till this guy has in the future, man.
Oh
Just
my
looks like a
gosh.
fucking star, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. The only reason why I really watched NXT UK were for three things. Number one was Ilya Dragunov, who's my favorite NXT UK superstar of all
He's
time.
badass.
Uh, Number two, I was kind of I really like their tag team division over in NXT UK. And number three, is Charlie fucking Dempsey. That guy
Dude.
is oh my technical wrestler. He has that old
Yeah.
school
Yes,
Brit
sir.
style wrestling, and you can tell, man, just by looking at him. Yeah, that's Regal's kid. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah, for
yeah,
sure, bro.
that's
Just
definitely
the
Regal's kid.
same face, bro. But
I
I was
really,
just like, I'm just like, dude, this guy is gonna be kind of like how Solo is into that family. This guy
oh
is gonna be
yeah.
that tough dude that's gonna get things done fast. I mean,
I look at him and it just oozes fucking Regal, man. If William Regal was back in the '90s trying to fight to say, "Oh no, that's not my son" on Maury or some shit, I'd look at him like, "Nah, bro, that's your fucking kid, dog." But he put him, actually, the interesting thing about him is he put him the right way, or he trained him the right way. Instead of training him, or besides training him himself, he sent him to New Japan first, and he was a young lion for a little while.
smart,
He was a
smart,
young
bro.
lion for a little while before he signed with WWE. So,
That is dope.
hey,
Cause he
really.
that yeah, it just seems like if he's just like let's get him the right way where he doesn't like think that I'm gonna be the one teaching him the right, like he's gonna get this like they would have brought him back, they would have brought him to the roster, they would probably would have had gave him a fast career, this and that, but he earned that going to New Japan, going
Oh, he
and
did.
going through that grind, so that makes you a better fucking star, man.
That Young Lions program in New Japan, man. You look at the guys who came out of that. Finn Balor, for you know what I mean, for shits and giggles.
For
Finn Balor, who
sure.
was in there. Jay White, you know what I mean. Guys who've been and if you haven't noticed, I'm only naming Bullet Club guys because I only fuck with Bullet Club from New Japan
Hey,
guys.
for real,
But
man.
I mean, fuck, I'm wearing a throwback Bullet Club T-shirt
I
tonight.
see that
The
the cease and
season just
desist.
is the
Dude,
season
that was a
dismissed.
shit, bro. When that first came out, I was a big F you to Vince at that time.
Oh yeah. But you know
Drew,
what? While we're sorry, go ahead.
oh, no, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, so being that we're on the topic of William Regal, let's go ahead and jump over to Wednesday night. Opening up
Okay.
the show for AEW Dynamite was William Regal as expected after this debacle that happened on at Full Gear, where he ate MJF to get the win over John Moxley. That opening segment with William Regal first off announcing that MJF is not there tonight and he's going to speak at next week's Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
This is a
See
classic
that
heel move.
extra heat, extra heat.
But just that, oh
Let's
man,
go.
that moment where where Mox makes his entrance, and uh, the beautiful thing about Mox's entrance is Wild Thing is playing and the crowd is going nuts. And normally he's pacing to the fucking ring, but he took his time. He's like, man, I really want to fuck this guy up.
I'm
You know
gonna
what I
I'm gonna
mean?
get this guy. Yeah.
Bryan Danielson comes out to the ring, stops him, and gives him a whole lecture on why he doesn't want him to beat him up. Then Mox
Exactly.
grabs the mic and says, "You turn around and you walk and you don't stop walking and you never come back here." I was like, oh, wow, breathtaking
Yeah.
moment to start off Dynamite. Thoughts?
I couldn't have said it any better than that, man. That was amazing, and I can't wait for the next Dynamite. It just gets you ready for the next Dynamite, and it's making MJF a bigger deal than he doesn't have to show up to this Dynamite. He just won the title. Let him come back to the next one. That's some WWE stuff right there.
That
Booked it
is
really good.
that the way he opened up that episode took me back to the days where Regal was the GM of Raw, and he would open up Raw with no pyro, nothing, just him in the ring giving a promo. I remember at one point, and I know we're not even at the throwback moment of the week, but it's not going to be my throwback moment. But he did a he did a segment when he was a promo when he was a GM of Raw. He said, "Turn the lights on." He talked for a little bit. He said, "Nope, we're not going to start this show until I'm ready. Turn the lights back off." He's just it gave me those same
Hell
vibes from that
yeah.
promo, man. But yeah, anyways, great way to open up the show. Another part of the show that really intrigued me was the trios match. Part two of
Oh, of course, dude.
the beautiful part about this JSCO, man, is the Elite are making their Elite entrance in fucking Chicago, where CM Punk, where it's pro CM Punk. You're not gonna get those fuck CM Punk chants that they had gotten in Full Gear. They were getting boos, and these guys, the Elite, weren't given. You know what I mean? They weren't giving them an inch. Kenny Omega had a spot where he was biting, and
Oh, dude, that was freaking amazing.
ooh, man,
That was funny, man. It was just a shot. Some people think it's gonna be a work for CM Punk coming back, but nah, I think CM Punk is done with that company.
I think so too.
Um,
I think the Elite are done with him too at this point, man.
also, they had Ishii versus Jericho, and there's this spot where I'm thinking, dude, Jericho's badass, bro, because he's taking these Ishii chops to the chest and he's bleeding all over his chest. And then I had to rewind this part because as he's bleeding, I'm like, wait, how the hell did he get there? So this man pulls out, something out of his pocket, and the camera goes into Ishii, and this man's bleeding his chest. He's bleeding his
Oh,
chest.
man.
So he starts chopping them. You see all this blood coming out, all this stuff. I mean, I didn't. I mean, how the hell do you bleed from your chest? I know it gets all red and you start getting like, you start bleeding a little bit, but not like that. This man was like bleeding, like if he's dying and shit. But I just didn't like that part, bro. It's just like too
That's
much, Jericho. Just
that's
stop, bro.
AEW for you, man. They love blood, bro. You seen they had a snapshot of their gameplay, man. Their new game coming out, and there is a
Oh
shit
yeah,
ton of blood in that. You know what I mean? I'm baffled. I'm like, dude, man, talk about what I mean, like blood, and that you're right. You know what I mean? Why is he bleeding his chest in the middle of a match? You know what I
yeah.
mean?
That didn't make any sense to me right there. But yeah, that was the main event right there.
Yep. And all in all,
Oh,
that
also real quick, the House of Black returned, so that was pretty freaking cool. Of
yes,
that.
it was a pretty fucking dope way for them to return too. I mean, uh, when the lights shut off and the red aura came on the stage, I thought that was Danhausen for some reason.
Oh, okay. That was
I thought it was Danhausen, and then I was like, no, that's not fucking Danhausen. I'm like, oh shit, okay, House of Black is back, and they look fucking awesome.
yeah,
And
that was actually better that happened because yeah, that was
yep,
awesome, bro.
all in all, that was a great ass episode of Dynamite. You know what I mean? Tony Khan delivered on the post Full Gear show this year. We'll see how it carries on to next week with MJF coming back. Jump in a few days later over to SmackDown.
And Becky Lynch joins Team Bianca at War
Becky
Games.
Lynch joins. Before we even talk about SmackDown, the one thing that pissed me the fuck off about this SmackDown is Fox, man. And I tweeted my displeasure with Fox Sports because these motherfuckers let
10-minute
10
delayed,
minutes.
bro. What the
Oh my
hell was
god!
that about, man?
Like I get it. You know what I mean? You want to film a lousy ass Pac-12 game between
Yeah,
UCLA and
lousy,
Cal.
bro.
I'm like, come on, bro. But that's not the part that pissed me off. Like, I get it. It's live football. You have to show it. It's right when the game ended. They went back to a commercial break. came back and showed some more of the football post game.
Exactly, and they're like, okay, well, SmackDown's about to come on, and yeah, SmackDown's there waiting the whole time until they're done, and then you get the whole pyro and this and that, but
I'm
that
going
just looked
nuts.
ridiculous, bro.
I'm going nuts because my tweet notifications are on, and all of a sudden, while I'm watching this fucking football game, I got a tweet. Um, I got a tweet of one of the pages that I follow that says Becky Lynch makes her return to Smack. I was like, "Fuck!"
Oh, so that was already going on. I guess then we were delayed or something. Cause
We were
what the
delayed.
hell?
The international, so BT Sport and the other international broadcast companies that produce it for their respective countries, they didn't get a delay. Only the United States because of Cal
Ah, I
Berkeley and
see.
UCLA. Man, it was pissed me off.
Yeah, I was over there on FS1 trying to see what the hell was going on, but yeah, that
Yeah,
was stupid.
but anyways, that SmackDown was pretty freaking awesome. You besides that opening segment, we had another look into Bray Wyatt. Uh,
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? That promo he cut kind of cut deep, in my opinion, talking about all you guys want to do is see the Fiend and you want to see the monster and this and that. The screen goes out and it's Uncle Howdy on the screen
yeah.
coming out to say, what's it called, wake up. You know what I mean? Which speaks volumes to me because if if this is indeed in fact going to be a story as to where Bray Wyatt is battling his demons, at this point I'd be, if it was anybody else who couldn't pull this off, I'd be bored with this story as it is. But
Yeah,
it's Bray Wyatt and the way he's piecing it together, and I'm pretty sure Triple H is allowing him to do all this. It's so fucking it makes me want to watch SmackDown every week just to figure out what's going on with Bray Wyatt.
it's really captivating, especially when you brought up the Fiend. Y'all want to see the Fiend. Y'all want to see all these personas that which everybody wants to see. You want to see the man that's masked and all this stuff, and it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna get there. But yeah, the most entertaining segment of the night, most definitely, is just any little thing that's with Bray, anything it would do with them. It's hot. It's white fire right now. It's the must see thing right now in the SmackDown for sure. Other
Yeah.
than the Bloodline.
Other than the bloodline, and speaking of the bloodline, on that episode, uh, Sami Zayn in the backstage area, talking with Kevin Owens, even though the
Hmm.
match already happened, but it was kind of it's kind of a pivotal moment of the episode, talking about where Sami Zayn's loyalty is. He did land the jab
Exactly.
straight to his face.
Not
You
only
know,
that, Jay's in the background listening to everything. I'm just like, dude, I popped right there. I was like, whoa, damn.
yeah,
Like, it's just so funny because like they just got that camera angle so perfect. And
yeah,
the timing was great. I mean, he leaves, Jay comes up to him, he's just like, what's up, Oos?
hmm
And hey, did you talk to anybody? He's like, nah, I didn't talk to
no, no,
anybody. And yeah, it's just building up for war games and what's gonna happen and all that. And it was great that's how we addressed this wrestling news and brews news at the start of that to
yep,
get that and then to talk about how SmackDown was building it up. I mean, it was just awesome. Everything that WWE does, bro. Even to the point where when they had the War Games match and Roman was sitting at the stool. No one has a damn
oh,
chair in the damn cage, and this man's sitting
he's got
down.
a
To
whole
me,
chair sitting down
it looked
chill.
like he was the head, the king in some jail cell, like in a king, and it just looked crazy, man. Some soprano stuff for sure.
Oh shit! Oh man, that's some soprano shit.
Right?
I would have never thought that's some Tony Soprano shit right there, man.
Yeah, that was awesome, bro.
But the main event of of that night, Ricochet and Braun Strowman. It only makes sense that Ricochet won. It only makes sense to me. I mean, he is the one that Gunther had to beat to obtain that Intercontinental title in the first place. But Braun versus Gunther. Right now, I don't think that's the match anybody really wants to see. Not me, if any, you know what I mean. I think if Braun is put together with Gunther, Gunther's gonna have to carry him the entire match.
I
Just
think they're building up for that because
they are, but
Ricochet got the roll up pin on that one, and I could
yeah.
see where they're going with that. But the main event was the Bruce versus the Bloodline,
Oh, sorry, yeah.
and that one actually made sense because it was a hard hitting match. Everything was good about that tag team match, and it had where Sammy was trying to get involved. I think he was trying to pull out a chair or something, and then Kevin hit
Oh
him,
yeah, and Kevin hit him with
and
the
Kevin got
Kevin.
one of the Usos with the stunner, and yeah, that was it by them
Yep,
to get that advantage at War Games. But
yep.
yeah, that was good. So, what do you think was the moment of the week, Oos?
Definitely moment of the week for me is gonna be. Is Survivor Series gonna be included in this?
I was gonna say I was gonna say something for Survivor Series, but since
Okay,
it's
no.
moment of the week, yeah, we'll
Moment of
have
the week.
to.
We'll just go with the shows itself then. Moment of the week for me is 100% going to be the stare down between Mox and William Regal. Just because
Badass.
everything in its own and that whole presentation of
Right.
Regal coming out and, stamping his, his allegiance with MJF to Mox's slow entrance to the crowd with not taking his eyes off of Regal to that whole thing that happened in the ring with him, Regal, and Danielson. To me, there was some captivating stuff. You know what I mean?
It
Like,
was. It was. It really
talk
was,
about
man.
talk about three guys who have a long history together. You know what I mean?
That's
Dating back
definitely a
to
great moment, though, because
great moment.
yeah, that was awesome.
Yep.
I would say my moment of the week was seeing the back to back promos. It was awesome because it was no commercial. It was just a Bray Wyatt promo. You got that awesome promo. The entrance especially was just so good. It's just like
Oh man.
it just reminds me of a slow Undertaker kind of thing where you just walk slow and you're listening to the chant of the music. It's a badass song, by the way. And
Oh my gosh. I can't
just
wait
a
for them to drop it.
right, and just a great promo, but the back-to-back promo, which was Bray, and then you get LA Knight the next promo talking all this shit and saying, "Oh, he had a sling, a sling, little sling in his arm to make him look like he's injured." And dude, the promo he cut was just hilarious, bro. It's just like I see the Rock all over this man, and it's just like
Oh
he was
man.
still talking shit about Bray. And it's
LA
I gotta
Knight
say,
is
that's
LA
the
Knight
moment
is
for
gonna
me
be
the week.
he's definitely slated to be a world champion one day.
For
Or maybe
sure.
or IC champion, whatever the case would be. That guy is
For
that is
sure.
fucking money. We don't
Money.
he's been that way since his Eli Drake days back in TNA to his NWA stuff was very good, but the way he's presented as LA Knight is fucking insane, dude. I love it.
All right. Hey, Oos, rumor of the week.
Rumor of the week. Okay, so for my rumor of the week, I was reading online, and one of the things is I'm going to go back to my rumor of the week from last week, but in a different way, is CM Punk. CM Punk is rumored that he wants to be bought out of his AEW contract, which tells
Okay.
me that he is still signed under AEW. He hasn't been released. However, the news about him not being released or being fired is because he's injured. He got injured on the job and he cannot be fired while he's injured.
Oh, okay,
So
okay,
I
yeah.
think what I'm reading is that Tony Khan isn't trying to buy him out of his contract because that's a lot of fucking money he's gonna have to cough up, and at the same time, he's probably got plans in motion for CM Punk, but CM Punk in AEW right now, that's not a healthy environment to be in.
No.
You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
Not for him, not for the elite. If CM, you know what I mean? If what is Tony Khan gonna do? You know what I mean? He's got to make a decision. Either he lets go of the elite or he lets go of CM Punk, but they cannot coexist in the same universe.
That's
And
very interesting, man, that you brought that up because that's all I kept hearing is a buyout, buyout, buyout. But then again, why would Kenny be doing these shots at CM Punk? And I just see a little like it just seems like he might come back. So I wouldn't say
it,
he's gonna get buyout till we see it. Till we see it.
it wouldn't be a bad idea. That'd be
No.
you want your viewership to go back up,
Yeah.
bring them back.
Tony
You know what I
Khan
mean?
understands that, man. He
He
does.
understands, man. But shit, can they coexist? That's the final question. But what about you, brother? What's your rumor of the week?
The rumor of the week. Well, I've been hearing this speculated by all over social media is we're hearing of. Well, wait before I say this, right? Before I say this rumor of the week, I was just talking to my best buddy. He's the one that showed up first before War Games, and I was all telling him, bro, I just feel this is gonna happen. I'm not playing around. I feel like Austin Theory is gonna win that triple threat match, and he's gonna take that United States title and defend it against Johnson at WrestleMania. Because what I've been hearing was that Cena versus Austin Theory at Mania. Well, why not put the United States title on the line? And not only that, I could see him now that he won. Before I even said before he even won at War Games, I had predicted he was going to win the title. And on top of that, him winning the title just makes sense to hold it to WrestleMania and defend it against fucking Cena. I mean, that to
Yeah.
me is a rumor of the week for sure because, I mean, to me, I mean, that could definitely happen for sure.
And you look at it, WrestleMania is not that far away.
Mm-hmm.
December starts this week. Yeah, we're 1 month away technically from the Royal Rumble.
Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and then you got
Elimination Chamber,
the,
and we're
yeah,
right
that's
into
it.
Mania. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? WrestleMania, the road to WrestleMania starts at the Rumble, so it only makes sense. And like I said, I see him having a meaningful run with this U.S. title right now. Why not hold it off against Cena? Now, is this another generational talent versus generational talent passing of the torch, like how it went from Hogan to Rock, then Rock to Cena? Is this Cena's passing of the torch theory? Is
Hey,
it
it
time
could
for
be.
Theory to take the
It
torch?
could
I
damn
think it
very
is.
be. Yeah, me
I
too.
think it could be. You want to elevate somebody, you put him against the face of the company for the
Right.
last 2 decades. You put him in that match, and you put him over.
And especially while Cena is, he can still move and go. You know what
Oh
I
yeah,
mean? Like he can go. So that's
you don't want
awesome.
him to be an old man wrestler coming back and being that
Right.
passing of the torch match. You know what I mean? You
Right.
want him healthy. I don't think Cena's going to be out of touch for a while because he's still very healthy,
Oh,
doing
for
all the
sure.
things.
Yeah.
Him and Rock. I don't think Rock. You know what I mean? I think Rock still has a. We haven't seen him in the ring as of recent, but uh, we'll see. We'll see what it is.
Yeah, for sure on that. Retro moment of the week. I mean, it's gonna be for sure for me since we are approaching the Royal Rumble. We're gonna have to go with Royal Rumble 2001, where Chris Benoit, the Intercontinental Champion, defends against Chris Jericho in a ladder match. And to me as a 9-year old, when I first saw it, no, 11-year-old, 11-year-old. I don't know why I was thinking 99. 11-year-old watching this, 12, 13-year-old through that little 3 year right there. I just remember it was the most must see VHS tape that I had because this, like, I would just watch this damn tape for that damn match. And I think it was the first match of the Rumble, or it could have been the Dudley's match or whatever, but it was it was epic, man. To that one point where Chris Benoit and Jericho on the ladder, on top of the ladder, and Jericho puts on the walls of Jericho on top of the damn ladder. It was
Oh yeah,
crazy for
that's
me,
right.
man. Such a great freaking match, absolute classic. I recommend anybody to search that up on Peacock. That
Yep.
was that was my retro moment for me, man.
Hey, say what you want about Chris Benoit. He is a piece of shit for what he did. But you talk about a guy who could
Amen.
fucking go for it in the fucking ring.
Yeah.
That guy could fucking put on. Like,
Yeah. Oh, and definitely, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
oh
I'm talking
no,
about the
right.
wrestler Chris Benoit,
The
but you
wrestler.
understand what I'm saying.
I know what you mean, but you know what I mean. Chris Benoit is a fucking legend in ring. You know what I mean. Was it Jordan Grace, the TNA steroid abuser, the Impact Wrestling steroid abuser? She had some shit to say about Chris Benoit, like, oh, like he's a piece of shit. I agree, but then like he would not be able to hang in the ring with us with the wrestlers nowadays. I was like, whoa, bitch, relax, dude. Like,
Whoa,
whoa.
whoa.
And everybody came after her. Everyone came after her neck. Like, yeah, we get it. You know what I mean? What he did is what he did, and he's a piece of shit for that. But to say he wouldn't be able to hang with the guys in the ring today,
No,
let's chill the fuck out a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
she obviously does
ooh.
not watch or does not know anything of that era for
No,
sure.
she's obviously a mark. Anyways, but yeah, man. Hey, great match, great match. Jericho and Benoit. You know what I mean? Two guys who definitely are going to get a lot of retro moments in this
Oh,
podcast.
most definitely, most
My
definitely.
retro moment of the week is gonna go to the entirety of the pay per view that was ECW One Night Stand 2005.
Oh
You know,
yes, that is
oh my
so
goodness,
good, bro.
the my favorite part. I'm only gonna speak on my favorite part about this was the very end of that pay per view. It was the Raw and SmackDown Crusaders led by Eric Bischoff and Jonathan Coachman against Stone Cold Steve Austin and the entire ECW roster that was there in the ring. And the reason why I remember that so vividly is because when they pan into the ring, when the hard cam pans into the ring to look at both sides, mind you, none of these guys wrestled a match before that, so nobody is really busted open before that. But if you look on the ECW side, there's one guy that's just fucking busted open, the Blue Meanie.
Blue Meanie!
The Blue Meanie.
And by who? And by who?
John
JBL. Bradshaw Layfield.
I just remember as a kid watching that, I'm like,
that is so good that you brought that up, man.
I was like, he just entered the ring. Like, how? You ever watch The Hangover?
Yeah.
You know when Alan is counting cards and he has all the math equations going by his head?
Yeah.
I have the math equations going by my head, trying to figure out, like, when the fuck did he get
How did this happen, right?
Years later, there's a documentaries and shoot interviews about it, and I'm like, JBL fucking taxed him. I'm like, what a dickhead, dude. But I get it. He was probably pissed off because earlier in that night, Paul Heyman cut a fucking promo on him and said, the only reason why you're WWE champion for so long is because Triple H didn't want to work Tuesdays.
Oh, that was crazy when he said
I know. He played it off. JBL was acting all dramatic, but I know in his head he's like, oh, I fucking hate this guy with all my
Is it because Blue Meanie was like really laughing at that shit or what?
I don't know. I think that maybe John got I think that Bradshaw got in the ring and just fucking saw Blue Meanie standing there and just gave him a nice receipt and cut him open. But yeah, that was my retro moment of the week. I remember just watching that like, what the fuck? When did he get cut? You know what I mean? When did he get hit?
And real quick, the receipt came from the Blue Meanie. I think that next Raw where fucking Blue Meanie hits him in the fucking he swings a chair in his head crazy, and he just like, I don't know if you saw that, but it was like the next Raw. But it was because it was a big incident that happened. They're like, oh, that he was busted open, so he had to lay a chair shot on JBO the next Raw on that. But yeah, that was wild, bro. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, man, that was my retro moment of the week. But it's another successful episode of Wrestling News and Brews.
Wrestling News and Brews, WMB. WMB.
WMB. I'm gonna have to get.
I'm still on my chance because of Survivor Series, so I'm still kind of hyped here, Oos.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some merch made, and I'm gonna have to wear it at. I'm going to the holiday tour next month over in Miami, so I'm gonna start printing up some flyers and putting them in all the cars in the parking lots.
Hey, let's go! Hey, and not only that, Oos, I was even thinking about coming up with some merchandise too. You know, hopefully get some WMB merch going, maybe some shirts.
Hey, never know. I'm all on board, and we're gonna start slinging that shit like it's coke on a sketchy ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because even if it's just me and you know, just a couple of shirts to start it off, just to promote this thing.
Hey, that's how we do it, brother. But the great episode, great week of wrestling.
Hey,
go ahead and finish this off with just another shot.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. To Wrestling News and Brews, episode 2, baby. Too sweet.
Too sweet.
Till next week, you filthy motherfuckers. Have a great week. Take care, brother.
Cheers.
Yes.